This is a play that starts with Ben Johns and Annalie Waters serving to Hayden Patch-Quinn and Anna Bright on the top side up there. Annalie is going to start this point off by serving the ball to about the middle of the court there. Hayden's going to then return the ball back to just left of the center line there, back to Ben, and they're going to start to unwind their stack here. Hayden is going to go to his own side, and Anna Bright is going to move into her side over there. Hayden hit a pretty deep return here. It's going to land right about there in the court. It's going to be perfect for Ben to go ahead and step up and hit a drive right to the middle of the court, right up in here, where Hayden is going to already be established on his side. Because he hit a deep return, he had plenty of time to get over to his respective side of the court over there, and can cover his court side pretty well. Anna Bright doesn't really have to cover him there, which is a good sign of a good return right there. So that's perfect. Hayden is then going to just go ahead and block this ball back, and it's going to land somewhere in about there. Off of this drive, Ben started to move in because he thought it was going to be pretty good. It was pretty good, but it didn't get him anything super advantageous except for a shallower ball on the 5th shot. You'll see this a lot in professional pickleball, where if they have a ball that they can drive, they're typically going to do that because best case scenario, they're going to hit a winner or the opponent's going to make an error, and that's what you want. Worst case scenario, they're probably not going to hit a block that's going to be that challenging for you. You can move in and then just hit a 5th shot drop. Really simple, not a bad shot at all. So Ben is going to then go ahead and move in, and he's going to drop this ball right there to Anna Bright. Now, he didn't hit it super far over to the line over here where Anna Bright is definitely going to take it. So this team, they probably talked about it beforehand, they decided that if the ball is in this general area right here, Anna Bright's going to slide over and Hayden's going to come over and take this ball and try and do something aggressive with it. Ben hit a pretty decent drop, so he's going to continue to move in. Annalie is going to follow behind him. Not a problem at all there. Hayden now has moved over, and he's going to drive the ball down at Ben. He's going to hit some kind of aggressive attack right there, but Ben, of course, is ready for it, and he's going to counter back to the middle. Luckily, Hayden's really quick, so he can deflect this counter pretty easily. So the sequence goes something like this. Hayden speeds up to Ben. Ben is going to counter hard, and Hayden is already moving back this way. So is Anna Bright. She's moving back into the court. Ben is going to counter to the middle, and on Hayden's way back to his side of the court, he's going to hit a forehand over to Annalie over here, and he's going to get back to his side. Annalie, at this point, from the midcourt, is going to just go ahead and hit a nice little reset right here, and everybody is into the kitchen line. Not a problem at all there. At this point, all 4 players have successfully made it up to the kitchen line, and Hayden, at this point, he's not going to try and do anything super aggressive with this ball. He's just going to dink it back to Annalie, who then is going to dink it cross-court to Anna Bright. And we're going to start a little cross-court dinking exchange between the 2 girls, Anna Bright and Annalie Waters, over there. They're going to dink a couple back and forth. I think it goes 1 to Anna Bright, back to Annalie, back to Anna Bright, back to Annalie. And on that 4th dink right there, Annalie kind of sees an opening down Hayden's line. I think Hayden was trying to bait her here to try and get her to go there. He sort of crowded the middle on the previous one. She sees this line is kind of open, which is exactly what Hayden wanted, and he's going to then move back over to this side as Annalie hits the speed up down the line right there. Notice at this point, Ben is a good partner, and he knows when his partner, Annalie Waters, is going to speed up the ball, and he knows kind of the pattern that she's looking for. Just because they play a lot together, they kind of know each other's patterns, so that's really good. Ben is going to then cover the middle here because he knows the most likely spot for a counter from Hayden here is going to either be back at Annalie down the line or down the middle, so Ben needs to make sure that he's there to cover that middle ball. It's really unlikely that Hayden is going to be able to get a ball back over to this part of the court here where it would pass Ben. That's just not very likely with the pace that Annalie hit the ball at him. Not likely that he's going to be able to get the ball over to that side of the court over there. So really good court positioning sense by Ben Johns and Annalie here, knowing what parts of the court to cover based off of the likely place that Hayden is going to hit the ball back. So Hayden ends up trying to hit a counter. I think he mishits the ball a little bit, and he's just going to hit a ball back into the kitchen right here. It is more closer to the middle, so Ben is going to go ahead and take this ball, and he's actually going to dink it back to Anna Bright over here. Because he took the ball from the middle of the court there, and now this line looks a little bit exposed right here, Anna Bright is going to take advantage of this. She's not going to speed up because she knows that Ben's pretty quick and he can cover the court pretty well. Probably wouldn't end up amazingly if she tried to speed up at him here, but she is going to apply the pressure and hit a pretty aggressive dink down to Ben's side over here. Ben is able to handle that pretty easily. Not too much is going on. Anna Lee is going to go ahead and move over, cover the middle once again. Ben Johns is going to then take this ball and dink it back to Anna Bright and reclaim his spot up at the kitchen there. Now everything is back to neutral for the most part. No really advantage is to either team here. We're just dinking. That is about to change, however, because Anna Bright takes this ball. Ben just hit her a dink. Anna Bright is going to take this ball, and she is going to hit this money lob over the top of Anna Lee and Ben Johns. I think she disguised this really well because it seemed like it took both of these players by surprise right here. Really, really good shot. It's a great way to get your opponents off of the kitchen line when you're in these sort of difficult dink battles where no one is really giving up anything super crazy. If you can take your opponents by surprise and hit a lob into the back of the court, great way to get them off of the kitchen line. So at this point, Anna Lee is going to go ahead and sweep around here. She's barely gonna get there, and she's just gonna kind of throw up a lob back. It's just a defensive shot to give her and her partner Ben Johns time for whatever comes next. At this point, Ben sees that the ball is high. He's going to retreat back a little bit, and this ball is going to go somewhere back in there. A little mistake, a miscommunication happens here between Anna Bright and Hayden. I believe Anna really wanted Hayden to come over and hit this ball just because he had a little more put away power. He could probably put this ball away a little better than she could. Hayden was under the impression that Anna Bright was going to hit it. That's what ends up happening. So Anna Bright's going to move over and hit in pretty weak overhead. It wasn't anything super crazy. It's going to land about in the middle of the court right there. It's going to be pretty easy for Ben Johns to handle. Ben is going to go ahead and then throw up another sort of drop shot, drive type shot right there. Hayden at this point gets the hint, and he's going to come over and hit this ball right here back at Ben Johns. Ben is at this point going to go ahead and hit sort of a half-baked drive, probably 50%, back to Hayden's backhand over here. And Hayden is going to take advantage of this. He realizes that Ben has sort of come to the middle of the court at this point. He hit a drive there, and he's going to go ahead and hit this nice sort of sharp angle volley over to this side of the court right here. It's a little bit harder for Ben to get to. So Ben is going to move over, lunge, and just throw up another lob right here, which is exactly what Hayden wanted to do with this shot. Really, really good by Hayden to make Ben sort of move around the court, make him uncomfortable, and throw up a defensive shot instead of his typical offensive from this point in the court. This is exactly what Hayden wanted. Hayden is going to hit an overhead back to Anna Lee. Anna Lee is going to get a paddle on it, but it's not going to be anything good. It's going to go once again back pretty high to Hayden's forehand. And at this point, Hayden is kind of tired of trying to just outpower them. He knows that their hands are too good. They're getting a lot of balls back over the net. It's really going to be hard to beat them this way. So he changes it up, and he's going to hit a little drop shot to that part of the court right there. Unfortunately, this drop shot was not super well placed. He didn't really place it close enough to the net or shallow enough in the kitchen where it's just going to be a flat out winner on this team. He also accidentally left this ball where it's going to bounce and then go wide right there. That's definitely not something that you want to do when you have Anna Lee on the other side of the net. She's just too good, too athletic. She hits the ball really, really well. So because of how this ball bounced, Anna Lee is going to come rushing in, and she's going to bend this ball around the post right back here for a winner. Hayden is going to move over because he thinks that's probably what she's going to try. I don't think he ever thought she was actually going to make it because of how just phenomenal this shot was. She makes it, huge celebration over here, and Hayden literally just has to give the thumbs up because of how good that shot was. So really, really good play by both teams here. I love to see the defense from this team over here. They're just getting balls back over the net. They drive a couple when they can, but eventually they don't get the ball that they want, and they're just playing defense until they get the ball that they want. A little drop shot where they can turn defense into offense and play a really nice shot right there. I really like this point from both teams. Really good play. Hey, if this pickleball training video has been helpful, we've got 30 other plays inside the Pickleball Playbook. If you'd like to download one of the pages out of the book for free, just click the link in the description. This play is called the side pocket, and it's going to teach you how to use angles in your drop shot, and you'll also get the video training that goes with it. So if you'd like to get the free page out of the Pickleball Playbook, just click the link below.
Bye.